All right, friends, we're starting off laying down, and I'm really just gonna give us some time to breathe here. That's really all we're gonna do. So close your eyes. Take some really big breaths in and out through your nose as much as is possible. And try to let go. So we're looking to really spread your back out on the floor. So you might even pick your shoulders up and kind of tuck them underneath you so that your shoulder blades smoosh satisfyingly downward. And if you've been at a computer or running around today, you might have some tension in your low back. And something that I find really helps release that is putting a little bend in your knees. And you'll feel your low back neutralize more easily toward the floor. Try that. And another thing that helps here is to open up your chest and kind of take a little bit of round out of your upper back. You can bend your elbows and make kind of these goal posts out of your arms. And that gives you a little bit more chest space to breathe into. So once you've configured yourself, just be here, just be right here, that's all. We're looking for a really huge expansive feeling on your inhales, especially in your belly, chest, back, sides. You're expanding on the inhale. And on the exhale, could you pull all of that in toward your spine? Big on the inhale and small on the exhale. And let's take a little time just to breathe very intentionally. Allow your jaw to hang slack a little more and more over time. Notice expansion happening across your chest and your back. And what we're doing here by breathing deeply is we're using all of the muscles of your torso, aren't we? Okay, so it's really a great massage from the inside. So I want to invite you to use all the muscles of your back when you breathe. Use all the muscles that wrap around your belly and your low back. Your middle, chest and upper back, everything moving now. And as you breathe and you're just releasing tension from top to bottom of your body, notice where it's really kind of hard to let go. Notice where you're holding tension. At first, just notice without trying to change. Look with compassion. And then once you've noticed all the places that are still holding on, try to breathe into and out of them. So it's going to take a little bit of imagination. Breathing into and out of the hips if they feel tight. Low back, shoulders, chest. And feel tension draining out of your body down to the floor. Next time you breathe in, let's try this, let's experiment. Take in as much air as you can. Stop at the top of the breath and sip in a little more. And hold it there. Maybe count to 3. And then exhale completely. Push all the air out. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Hold here. 3, 2, 1. And inhale. Now you do want to try that maybe 2 more rounds, just like that. Complete inhale and hold. Complete exhale and hold. One more round. All right, so keep your big breath going. You can breathe maybe a little more naturally now, but keep it big. And we'll bring a little bend into your knees. So bring your feet up closer to where your hips are. And then shimmy them away from each other. And we'll start to take some windshield wipers. So just drop your knees to one side and then drop them to the other. So this can be really passive at first. And I like to start moving really gently and gradually for a relaxation practice. So we don't have to crank it and give it 100%. Notice that you're getting some very nice, hopefully very pleasant internal and then external rotation in each hip, and should be warming, gently lubricating that hip joint on each side. But what else do you notice? Notice your low back. Do you feel that little twisting, wringing out movement? That should feel pretty good too. Okay, so every time we twist the low back in this way, we recalibrate it, so you might feel some pops as it adjusts. And in general, if it feels good, it is. If it feels bad, take a break, okay? No bad feelings on the mat. Okay, maybe we start to activate this a little more. So start to press your upper body into the floor. Really push down in your elbows, hands, shoulder blades. And that's going to give you the freedom to activate the knees a little bit more downward, a little bit more firm. Okay, you decide. You're always setting the vibe for your practice. You're always just doing as much as you want to do. Okay, but maybe you can make this a little more twisty. You get further up to the middle back, maybe. Maybe you draw your knees almost all the way to the floor. And you're always gathering information, noticing how any kind of movement feels. Now let's make this a little more twisty. Next time your knees point up, pause. And then pick your feet up, put your knees together, just about over your hips. And then let's see if we can get the low back to be a little grounded here. So if you notice that your low back tends to kind of pop up, pull it downward and just get a sense of groundedness there. Now really press your arms against the floor, just like we did before. Keeping your shoulder blades down. Hover your knees on one side, just a little hover. Shoulder blades have not come up. Then bring them through center. Keep breathing. Hover them on the other side. Can we go just side to side like this? So you see what we've done. We've lifted our legs and now the twist is going all the way up to your upper back. And as a matter of fact, if you look away from your knees when they hover, then the twist will go all the way up to the base of your skull. So you are in control. I like to inhale as I twist and exhale to pull it back through center. But just keep breathing, okay? It's really up to you. A few more rounds on each side. Maybe close your eyes. This is giving your back a really good massage, okay? Kind of warming up your core, which is going to help your low back release. All right, so we're gonna switch up this twist a little bit. We're gonna keep with the twisty theme. Go ahead and drop your knees to the right. Next time they hover, let them fall. And then take your left hand over to the right as well. So you're now facing out to the right. And I like to call this a sandwich shape. So imagine you need to stack yourself very nicely and neatly, just like you would a sandwich. Notice as you stack your knees, ankles, hips, shoulders, and hands that your right side might tend to kind of sag toward the floor, and that's natural, okay? The spine gets a little passive here, but I want you to activate your right side upward. Why? Because we want to keep as much length and neutrality in the spine as we can, and if we're sagging downward, we have this weird lateral curve in the spine. So lift that right side, keep it neutral, and we'll start to twist from the upper body now. So put your left fingers on the floor, okay, just above your right hand. Keeping them on the floor, draw a really big half circle over your head and all the way out to the left. That's where you'll pause when you're looking out to the left. And then you'll draw it back the way you came, half circle over your head until you're looking and reaching out to the right. Let's do that a few more times, okay? Maybe close your eyes now that you watched me do it. Inhale, open to the left. Try to press the left shoulder blade down. And exhale, close it to the right. Let's do this maybe 5 or 6 times, okay? Just enjoy it. You don't have to go at any particular pace, just slow. And notice as you open up, could you cultivate a little bit of an arch in your back, almost like you're trying to do a back bend and a twist at the same time as you ground that left shoulder blade. So you'll get a more twisty twist that way. You'll get more of a sense of opening and release across your chest. Okay, maybe one more time would be great. And then next time you open up to the left, just pause right there and we'll just enjoy it for a little while. So you've opened to the left here. You might want to pick up your shoulder blades and mush them down more firmly. And maybe your right hand grabs a knee and you can kind of push the knee down a little bit. So breathe here, maybe 4 or 5 long, slow breaths. Okay, so as you're grounding those shoulder blades, could you also lift your chest, that back bend feeling? Inhale, long spine. Exhale, shoulder blades down. Keep breathing. Find a little bit more space across your chest each time. And use your strong belly muscles as you exhale, okay? Wrap the muscles inward on the exhale. And the more we can strengthen and tone those belly muscles, the happier the low back will be now and moving forward into the rest of our lives. One more breath. All right. Can we just roll the knees through center and drop them to the other side? So we'll do the same thing on the other side. Drop your knees to the left. Bring all your hands out to the left. Make a left-facing sandwich shape. So we want to stack everything. Hips, knees, shoulders, ankles, everything stacked. And then lift your left side a little bit. So you should be able to slide your right hand all the way under. So your spine feels as long as you can as you begin to twist. Right fingers on the floor, okay? Big half circle overhead as you inhale and twist open to the right. Same thing on this side. And exhale to bring it back around. Let's do this 5 or 6 times, nice and slow. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, close it up. Okay, what are we looking for? We're looking for a long spine, right? We're looking for a lift in the chest and a heaviness in the shoulder blades. On the exhales, we're looking for that strength in the belly button. We want to cultivate strong belly musculature. Maybe next time you open up, That's where we pause right here. So you're twisting out to the right. I like to pick up my shoulder blades here and move them a little bit to the left so that they press down. It's kind of more satisfying of a twist. The left hand can grab a knee, and you might kind of push down on your knee if that feels right. We're just going to breathe here. 4 or 5 breaths, okay? Long spine, big chest on your inhale. Think of arching your back up off the floor. And exhale as you press your shoulder blades down and pull your belly button into your spine. So you're always deciding how much energy and effort you want to devote to your practice, because we've all got a unique balance of effort and ease at any given moment that is right for us, right? But in these postures, it's best if you activate at least a little bit. So 5 to 10% sometimes makes a big difference in the pressing down, the lifting of the heart, the strength of the belly muscles. You're always surfing on that delicate chemistry. As you're ready, we'll bring the legs back into center. And then right here, go ahead and grab each knee, one knee in each hand, and you can kind of stir your knees around, okay? Maybe just draw circles on each knee. And make sure that you go both directions if you go one. And the next time your knees are in towards your chest, put both hands interlaced behind your right thigh, and you can just put your left foot on the floor, okay? We're going to extend that right heel toward the ceiling and find maybe a really pleasant opening, lengthening feeling on the back of your right thigh. So we call that your hamstrings, and it's a group of muscles. You can feel it under your palms. So we're going to think of extending the right heel toward the ceiling with a really nice flex in your ankle. So cultivate a strong flex in the ankle, please, and feel that great stretch in your calf. And then pull the ankle in towards your glute, like you're trying to kick yourself in the glute, okay? But keep your ankle flexed. So extend the ankle up and flex, pull the ankle back in. So if this is quite enough for your hamstring and you're feeling pretty good here, just hang out, keep doing this. If you want a little more, I'm going to give you some options. Okay, you can extend your left leg and just relax it on the floor. That's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is pull the knee closer to your chest. So you decide what's right for you. You'll feel it instantly ramps up your hamstring stretch. It should always be pleasant, never painful. So that being said, next time you press up into your heel and you're feeling that stretch across the back of your leg, pause right there. We're going to just enjoy it for a little while. Step 1, breathe. Decide what you want to do. Okay. So I want us to cultivate a really flexed ankle. So pull the toes in towards your nose, push through the heel, and maybe, if it feels right, extend the knee a millimeter more by pushing the heel out. If everything's going well, you can pull the knee closer to your heart. Attempt to ground your shoulder blades. Okay, it should feel really nice in your hamstring. Maybe one more big breath in and out. And release that leg. We're going to let the right foot come all the way to the floor. And just rest that right leg for now. And we'll switch sides. So bring the left knee in. And you can interlace your fingers behind the left thigh. And you can kind of settle in here. Grounding those shoulder blades is always really helpful. I always forget and my shoulder blades come up, but do your best to keep them down. And we'll start to flex and extend that knee. But the whole time you flex and extend the knee, you are continuing to flex your ankles. We want that calf stretch. Okay, if all's going well, your left hamstrings are feeling pretty okay today, you can extend the right leg. Okay, you can move the knee a little closer, that left knee a little closer to your heart. And you're just kind of finding something really pleasant here. You're just looking to warm up your hamstring in a pleasant way. And next time you press up through that heel, let's hold there and breathe. So you decide if you need to back out or if you want to dig in. You're always making those decisions during your practice. So maybe you flex the heel a little bit more, you extend the knee a little bit more, and maybe you flex at the hip a little bit more, pulling it with your arms. Think of puffing your chest upward and grounding your shoulder blades here. Maybe one more big breath in. And release that. Left foot back on the floor. Okay, let's take a few more windshield wipers here. Both knees bent, just kind of feeling out how the lower body feels now. Maybe some crackles and pops as things adjust further. And from here, next time your knees point up, pause, hands tucked behind knees, rock it all the way up to sit, okay? And if you just point your knees out to the right, I'll just turn a little bit just so I can communicate with my body more easily, but we'll all be in the same place, knees pointing to the right. And we'll take the left toes, point them at the back of your space. Your right toes will touch your left knee. So when you look down, you'll see this kind of funky little triangle shape. And this is a mermaid posture, okay? Little mermaid, your little mermaid tail. So drop your right hand over on the right. Lift up your hips. You're pressing into your knees here. Push down into your knees. Hips come up. As you take a big breath in, reach your left hand way over to the right. So you feel this really big side stretch. Enjoy it as you push into your knees. And exhale to come down. This time we'll keep the hips down as we do the other side. So left hand down. Inhale your right hand, reaching to the left. Press your legs down. Big side stretch. And exhale to bring it down. Can we do this side to side a few more times? Inhale to the right. Big left side stretch. Exhale down. Inhale, other side. Okay, maybe close your eyes if you don't need to watch me do it anymore. Maybe you watched a few times. And in general, guys, just by the way, I try to present my instruction in such a way that you don't even have to look at me at all. You could do the practice with your eyes closed or just looking where you need to look. I don't want to ever be a distracting thing that you have to look to see what I'm doing. Okay. So next time you come down, pause and extend your left leg. Just take it out and then spin your left foot so that it comes down to the floor, okay? And use your right knee, your right hand, and your left foot to press up. So come on up. And here we are. Before we get too comfortable, let's move the right knee so it's more supportive. So pick up your right knee and put it directly under your right hip. And then you can make a little kickstand with your right lower leg by pointing the right toes directly behind you. So supported side plank. Notice what a really nice long line we have across the left side here. And just enjoy it. Maybe reach the left hand out really long. And I just want you to take a few breaths enjoying this nice posture. So as always, you can energize this posture more or less. But think of pushing into your right hand and pushing into your right knee. Maybe even rolling your heart and your left side up and open a bit if that suits your practice today. Maybe making a cactus arm out of your left arm and kind of peeling it open. Remember to breathe. Okay, and we're thinking just one more big breath in here. with your exhale, go ahead and sit your hips back down where we started. So you're just going to spiral your hips all the way back down to a seat. And you can swing your legs around front so that all your knees are now pointing to the left, and we're going to do everything on the other side. So pick up your right toes, point them at the back of your space, and your left toes are touching your right knee. So you have another little mermaid shape on the other side. So we're going to do everything the same but opposite. Left hand down, hips come up, push into your knees. Big breath into your right side. Spread it wide open. Then exhale down. Inhale as you open the left side. Hips stay down this time. And exhale to bring it down. So you keep going side to side. I just want you to cultivate a real pleasant feeling of length across both sides of your back. So what we're doing here is releasing tension on the right and left side so that we can feel long and free across the back, front, sides of the body. We're going for that nice posture, okay? Going for posture today. Okay, next time you are down, all your hands are down, all your hips are down, we're going to extend that right leg and make sure you spin the foot and put it down. Use what you have on the floor here to push up. But then let's make sure we move the left knee to a more ideal place underneath the left hip, and then spin your left leg to point out behind you, your left lower leg. Right hand up. And here you are in a nice little supported side plank. So the more you push down on the floor, the more you can open up in the right side. So you decide what's right for you, but a real nice energetic push down into your left hand, left knee, and right foot will allow you to roll that right side open, okay? All the places you get stuck as you work at your desk or you drive or you do things, okay? Open all that up, breathe into it. Maybe that right armpit spirals open too. Send your breath between your ribs, your collarbones, into your armpit and your neck. Maybe one more big breath here, your supported side plank. And then come all the way back down. So from here, I'll actually have you spin down to a hands and knees. Take your knees kind of wide, okay? Kind of wide with your knees. Your hips are just about over your knees, and you can take your hands out. Go ahead and drop your forehead to the floor. And take a little moment just to breathe right here. So here we are in Anahatasana, okay, open heart posture. This is so great for letting go of a lot of the tension that we collect in our chest and shoulders and throat during our lives. So you might have your forehead down and you're feeling like this is quite enough. Go ahead and hang right there, okay? If you're feeling pretty good and you'd like to open up a little more space in your chest and shoulders, start to pull your belly button up towards your spine and allow maybe your fingertips to start to press into the floor. So belly button up, fingertips press down. You might notice your armpits kind of opening up here. You might start to lift your elbows a little bit too. How does that feel if you do that? You can lift your palms, lift your elbows, peel open your armpits. And maybe at some point you'd like to rest your chin on the floor and start to look at your hands. Now make sure you have a long neck here, okay? We don't want our shoulders next to our ears, so we're always cultivating a long neck. With each inhale, see if you could lengthen your spine. With each exhale, could you drop the heart a little closer to the floor? Maybe one or two more long, slow breaths here. And then as you're ready, back yourself out of this by walking your hands back up underneath your shoulders. And I'll just have you sit to one side here and swing your legs around front again. So we'll start to get a little bit more into your hamstrings and the backs of your legs. So we've done some really good work opening up chest, shoulders, low back. Okay, let's start to open up hamstrings. They really do hold a lot of tension. So take your right foot in and just step on your left inner thigh with your right foot. Okay, step on that. And if you notice already right here that it's really hard to sit up straight, maybe you feel like you have to lean back and it's kind of hard to lengthen your spine. It's so easy to fix that by just putting a little bend in your left knee. Okay, don't you feel so much taller? So always feel free to adjust in that way and modifying that way. Even if you can fully extend your left knee, I want you to put a little micro bend in it so it's not locked, okay? We want to stop locking our joints today, for now, for the rest of our lives. So a nice flex in the left foot, please. I want you to feel that left calf releasing a little bit. So we have a long spine here on your inhale. Think of lifting your heart, lengthening your spine. Engage the top of your leg, your quad, okay? Your kneecap wants to be next to your hip. And with your exhale, move your heart just close enough to your big toe, your left big toe, that you feel your spine starting to curl. And stop right there. Okay, spine is starting to round. Pause there. Inhale back up to your long spine. Let's do that again. Okay, long spine, inhale, exhale. Heart moves toward left big toe. Pause where you feel a rounding. Inhale, back up, long spine. Let's do it one more time. Exhale, pull your heart forward. You might walk your fingertips forward, hold right there and breathe. Now we're just gonna be here, okay? So activate your left leg, please. I want you to think of gently kicking the floor down and pulling your kneecap up towards your hips. You're activating the back and the front of your leg. And if you wanna keep your hands on the floor, focusing on lengthening your spine, that's great. Elbows are good too. Just whatever feels good. But please lengthen the spine with each inhale still. With each exhale, could you move your heart 1 millimeter closer to your left big toe? Yes, you can drop your head if you want to. Just keep your neck long, okay? And maybe today or maybe another day, your forehead just rests on your shin. But there's really no prize for doing that. Okay. I want you to feel a really pleasant release across the back of your leg, your left leg, and also your low back. Tune in. How's your low back feeling? All right. Take your time. We're going to come back up, okay? So start walking your hands back in by your hips. And let's try this. Pick up your right foot and put it on the other side of your left leg. And then put your knees really close together. So your knees are close, your thighs are close. And if this feels like a lot on the outside of your right thigh and your right glute, right or outer hip, hang out just right here and just keep the one leg bent. Okay, if everything's feeling pretty good and you want to go a little deeper into your right outer hip, you can bend the left leg underneath you and put the left heel by your right glute. So both legs can be bent or just one. Okay, you decide what's best. And I want you to get your knees pretty close. And you can pull your feet closer in towards your hips to make this less intense. You can take your feet further away from you to make it more intense. But I wouldn't take them past your knees. I think that's far enough. Okay, just sit up tall here. I'm just gonna breathe. Close your eyes. So whatever kind of sensations you are experiencing in your hips, they might be kind of intense. And in general, if the intensity decreases over time, or if it feels good, then that's where we want to be. But if you feel pain that increases over time, then please back out of that. That's not something that we want to go for in our yoga practice. So I just want to get a little bit twisty and back stretchy with you here while we open up hips. Go ahead and squeeze your knees toward each other as if you could kind of fuse them into one knee, kind of like you're resisting the floor with your legs. And take all your fingertips out to the right. Okay, walk them out as far as you can. And then as if you have a big circle around you and your tailbone is the center of the circle, walk your hands out toward the front of the circle. Out in front of you, let's pause with the hands out front. Ground those hips. Breathe. Think of pressing your legs down and together. And then let's keep going over to the left side of the circle. Take them out to the left, as far as you like. You can even take them behind you if you want. Press the hips down. Big breath into all parts of the back. And as you are ready, we're going to bring the hands back in towards you. And if you just want to lean back on your hands, you can kick your legs out here and take a few windshield wipers just to cleanse your palate. All right, notice any sensations in your hips and low back. Should be feeling pretty good. So we'll just switch sides here. So now the right leg is going to be the long leg and the left foot will step on the right thigh. And same idea here. You want at least a little bend in your right knee, like a micro bend, you can think of it. And you want to really engage the top of your right thigh. So feel your quad is engaged. Kneecap wants to be by the hip. But you can put a bigger bend in the knee if it helps you to sit up tall. Okay, here we go. Fingertips on the floor. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, heart moves toward your right big toe. Pause where you feel rounding. Just notice and pause right there. Inhale to bring it up. 2 more times, please. Exhale, lean forward. Long spine. Inhale, lengthen back up. Last time. Exhale, bring it forward and hold right here. So use your strong legs. Push down into the floor. Engage your quadriceps. Flex your right ankle. Maybe your elbows are working well as a support for your upper body. Maybe the site is totally different and you're shocked at how different it is. Notice all that with compassion. Maybe today or another day, your shin comes to your forehead and your neck remains long. Push on the floor with your legs. In general, we want to give these postures about 30 seconds to do their magic. So notice how things change after about 30 seconds in any posture. Okay, take your time walking yourself back up and out of this. And we'll transition to Gomukhasana. So you can take the half Gomukhasana or the full. We're just going to pick up this left foot, put it on the other side of the right leg, and bring the knees very close together. So this would be your half Gomukhasana. And you can bring the left foot very close to your right hip to make it more gentle on your left outer hip. You're feeling great. You want to go deep. You'll pull the right foot in by your left hip. Okay? So Gomukhasana, cow face. Make sure your knees are close and double check to be sure your hips are down. That left hip is going to try to hover, but you'll have to be firm with it. Feet can be close, feet can be far, you decide. But no matter where you are, sit up tall, press your knees toward each other, and then down, like you're strengthening to push the floor away from you. And we'll keep this in the lower body, and we'll get a little bit more stretchy in your back. So fingers out on the left here, all fingers down, very far away from you. And feel that stretch across all parts of your back. Okay, that big circle, again, walk your hands to the part of the circle that's directly in front of you. And I like to kind of push my fingers down and get my hips a little heavier. Okay, it's nice for your low back. Push your legs into the floor. And then let's take it over to the right part of the circle. So you can even take the hands behind you if you want. Big breath into your back. All right, as you're ready, walk your hands back in by your hips. And again, you can lean back here, all feet on the floor. Shake it out, little windshield wipers. And then take a comfortable seat, just really whatever seat you like, maybe just crisscross legs, something simple. Close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. And just be. Let go of controlling your breath or your body. Notice how you feel. Notice everything about this moment, right now, right here. Let your jaw hang open. Let your chin tuck a little bit. Let your body relax. And this is where I will leave you today. So please keep resting just like this for as long as you can. Thanks so much for joining me.